Hi everyone, and welcome back to another session of Sharky Plays MapleStory. We are already in the game, as you can tell, because I've had the game running for quite a while, overnight and so on, because you might notice it's we're in a new event. The last one with Maple Hotel has come and gone, and now it's all about Neo Castle. And you can see I've got some event currency stuff listed down here. I'm currently gathering some Neo coins by idling on the chair outside the castle. This is only the second event I've ever participated in MapleStory. The Maple Hotel one was kind of the first. I say event, like, yeah, we had the daily checking the Fairy Brothers, and we had the collecting the basket drop things for Cassandra, all sorts of little things, but this is only the second sort of major one, and I'm already noticing the similarities. The event currency that drops by fighting monsters or by playing mini games, the chairs that you can buy to sit on to slowly earn currency when you idle, things like that. So let's get out of here, because I've also found it's incredibly laggy in here for whatever reason. The game does not respond very well being in there for long periods of time. It might be a bit resource intensive. So let's get back out of there. Come on, let me out. Back to where I was before. Thank you. Okay, that's a bit better. Free to go again. How's Sherbet going? You haven't starved in there, have you? No, you're doing quite fine. Okay. Let's just buff ourselves. We're going to quickly get some daily stuff done. And how's our food going? Yeah, let's get him now. Quickly get some daily stuff done. And then we'll get back into things. As you might be able to see, based on what I've got pinned here, I've been over in Omega Sector, killing a bit of time over there, fighting mobs at my level range, and stuff like that for event currency, and those sorts of things. Not a lot, I've hardly done any, but that's where I've been. Of course, MapleStory's had an update, in addition to bringing this event out, and there's been a couple of other minor quality of life changes, like lots of little things, but also some slightly big things. I'm just trying to remember offhand what some of the little things are. You can, what is it, like this. You can now use the mouse wheel to change which item you compare rings and pendants against, if you've got multiple rings and pendants equipped, which I do. So that's a tiny quality of life change. Oh, by the way, I don't think this ever made it onto stream, but I found this. I finally just randomly got the bronze incense burner totem. Just dropped out of nowhere. I wasn't even trying to look for it, it just, I can't remember what dropped it, something random. Picked it up, and that's completed the set for me, which is nice. I've now got all three of them. I am stocked on the horseback totems, though, to the point of ridiculousness. There they are. See, there they all are. I have one extra vase, jade kettle, waiting. But of course, I've never seen another one of these. So we'll see how that goes, how that plays out. But also, what's going to expire soon? This is okay. That's fine. We'll use them this session. I need to clean up the mess of stuff I've got going on here. And then there's just that, which is fine. That can expire. I don't really care about the totem. Great. Okay. Yeah, minor little things that they've changed. They have increased the level cap to 300. That's not a minor thing at all. So now the Maple Guide actually has a scroll up. It goes further, which is incredibly annoying, because I used to always use the mouse wheel to scroll through this, and when I do, it now scrolls this as well, which bugs me. So that's a shame. But anyway, this goes up there, and you can see there's literally nothing in there in those higher levels, but that's fine. Boss stuff has been improved ever so slightly. It's now moved to boss. You don't do a waiting room kind of thing, and we'll do that in a sec. we go click move to boss, and it brings up this window with buddy and party and boss and stuff like that. And you can just hit go, and you can just get sent straight to the boss area. No party forming, all that sort of stuff. That's all gone. So that's nice, because that makes that a tiny bit faster. Or the other thing that's changed too, which I can show through professions, is what happens when your character dies. Instead of losing experience, you now get a debuff applied that decreases the experience you're going to get for a little while. I've not yet died to find out what it's like, so I don't really know, and therefore ambition and things like that would have reduced the experience loss when you die, they now reduce a percentage duration of that debuff you get when you die. So there's 10% less death penalty duration on the debuff there. So hopefully we're not going to find out what that's like, because as I say, I haven't actually died yet since that's come on. But let's get into this. Start getting some of these going. I think, if I just bring this up again and get distracted ever so slightly, we now have the complete set of this. You might say, well look, there's 5 things that you're not wearing. That's true. One of them is the badge, which I'll swap out with that badge at some point, even though that's like the better badge, but anyway. And I'll swap that at the same time we unlock the pocket item at charm level 30, which we nearly have. We're at charm level 27. So once we get to charm level 30, we can equip the golden flower in the pocket item slot, and so then we'll swap out the badge, and then we'll have 6 items in this set, which will be the max that we're wearing. And that means any Yew Garden coins that we're accumulating now, we have 119 of them, are purely being saved up to spend on the other things here, like the potential scrolls, epic potential scrolls and things like that. So that's a nice change of pace. Hunting giant centipedes. Okay. Oh, and the leather bag again. Last time I had this off camera, it took me ages to find that leather bag. Oh, and I hate doing the metamorphic potion. Oh man, because I've only got like 2 of these things saved up, and it means I've got to get on at the specific time for when they're visible again. I suppose I can sneak on tomorrow morning and get that claimed, but that's a shame that I got that one. So what are we looking for? Centipede, leather bag. Okay, let's teleport around a little bit. Teleport to Sleepywood. The other thing that's going on with the event, because it's like month long, is that it's also I can't remember the name of what it. Oh, I've picked that up. Let's just drop that. The Terra Burning, Neo Burning, Neo Terra Burning, whatever, means that there's a experience boost for making a select number of new characters and stuff like that. There's also other things attached to that that I'm not too fussed about, but what it means is this is prime opportunity for us to. Oop, I just spotted that. Let's go back to that. This is prime opportunity for us to start a new character. And by that I mean add a second character into our mix, because we're doing good maining this bishop. But there's all sorts of things we might want to be thinking about one day. Ooh, we got no use slots. We don't. Oh, the arrows are taken up. Nah, that's fine. What am I thinking of? Yeah, link skills and stuff like that. We've got no other characters for link skills to be coming from. We've only got our own link skill and stuff like that. Oh, and I suppose there's that one from that old priest just on the account. So we need to think about other characters to get other link skills, and I've done a little bit of reading on the matter. And of course, well, there's all these guides out there that say the best link skills to get if you're intending to be doing a lot of bossing and stuff like that. So, which ones are increasing damage and damage to bosses and all that sort of stuff. But the advice that I'm taking is that by having no other characters, I'm starting from the start, right? So the assumption is that at some point eventually I'm going to be aiming to make a load more characters, right? So the smart place to start is by starting with a link character, making another character whose linking skill increases experience gain by the characters, because I can link that one to all other new characters I make, and it will pay off in the long run, right? It will slightly increase the experience that everyone gets. I think it's like 20% if I manage to max it out or something like that, which would be nice. And yeah, and during this like terror burning event, when it's faster to level up characters, this is the time to make a new character that can be leveled up faster and take advantage of that. A normal person might use this as a chance to level up many characters and things like that, but I'm not going overboard. We'll just see how we go. Oh, no centipede this time? Apparently not. Okay, keep moving. So at some point, I don't know when, I'm not even sure if I'm going to do this on camera. I might start doing this off camera. I don't really know. I probably want to do it on camera. I feel like it's the sort of thing that I should do. So we'll find an opportunity at some point to think about starting up a new character. The character with the linking skill for bonus experience to all other characters is Mercedes, and I have no idea about other classes. I honestly don't. The reason that we are, as they say, maining Bishop is because that's the only class I've ever known. And technically it's not even Bishop, it was Priest. Priest is the only class I'd ever known back in the olden days of MapleStory. Oh, there's someone here already. Keep moving. And so that was just the obvious choice to go. Oh wow, someone else must be going around taking out all the centipedes, because it's odd not to find so many of them. Yes, Mercedes. So I have no idea what it's like to level up a Mercedes, what it's like to play a Mercedes, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm not even 100% sure if I know with absolute certainty what class Mercedes even is. I think that it's a thief, maybe? But I really don't know. As I say, I haven't played as the other classes, so I have very little experience with what it will be like to play with completely different skill sets and different styles of character. As my understanding is, Thief is the sneakier, stealthier kind of character. Attacks from a range, typically. I'm thinking throwing stars and stuff like that, but that may not even be accurate. Like that's the stock standard vanilla Thief, but I don't know if the other Thief character types are like that. Might not be ranged attack, might be attack up close, who knows. But like lots of dodge, avoid damage, that sort of stuff. That to me seems like the style of the Thief. Centipede's waiting for me already. And another one just waiting. Oh, and that's all 10. Great. Okay, well that means we can head back through here to look for the designer leather bag, which is the traveller ones, I believe. We figured this out a little while ago. It's the purse that belongs to the shopping ones, and it's the bag or suitcase that belongs to the traveller ones. Because that's how I'm reconciling it to myself. The shopping ones have the purses, because that's where they keep like their shopping money, and the travelling ones have the bags, because the bags are actually a suitcase and they're travelling, right? So there's a person up there too. Seems to be a lot of people around here at the moment. Okay, let's rebuff. Keep going. Take care of this, and then we will just go for it. Just see how quickly we can take things out. That was a bad miss of the jump there. Get this all done. Doesn't even have to be perfect. Just going for some level of efficiency here. The faster we can get this done, the faster we can move on to the Diabolic Jiangshi. Seeing if anyone's currently farming him. And get a couple of his charm things. Feels like we've got a good bit of lag happening at the moment. It might just be me. I mean, it is me. It might. I mean, it might just be my subjective perception, but it feels to me like things are lagging fairly severely at the moment. They've come here as well, and then they've left. Good on them. See if that stays there by the time we get back to it. Easy. Oh, sorry about that, just muting myself there to sneeze. It's been a little bit cool here recently. Being in Australia, we are of course in the southern hemisphere, so we've just moved into winter at the moment. Which is not to say it's like blisteringly cold or anything, like it is, cooler weather comparatively speaking, being winter. It is the cooler months of our year. But we're just at that awkward point now where seasonal variation is at its highest. If you're going out and about, you're constantly changing the environment. Sometimes you're in a place that's absolutely freezing. Sometimes you're in a place that's stinking hot because there's all manner of heating and air conditioning and stuff on. So sometimes you've got warm air blowing in your face, sometimes you've got cool air blowing in your face, winds and all sorts of stuff. So it just makes for an awkward combination at this particular time of year, because you always feel like you're moving between climates, between hot and cold, inside and outside, and various things like that. So I'm not really sure where I come down on the question of favourite season. I know some people are pretty hardline with their views on favourite season, stuff like that. but I'm not sure that I necessarily subscribe to one particular season over another. Oh, there we go. Just got it. Just spotted it by the bag. Let's keep the combo going. Come on. There we are. Yeah, I'm not sure I subscribe to particularly one season over another. My personal preference isn't really that strong to distinguish between the two. Oh, there he is. Nice. So we'll see how many of those we can get in a reasonable amount of time, because I don't want to waste a lot of time here. Deal with the Heartstone as well. We're going to lose the combo, but that's just what this is. Oh, what is that? I don't know what it is, but I want it. So let's drop. Oh, let's drop the one of those. What is that? Oh, it's a use item. Oh, okay. Let's drop the arrows. Snake soup? Did I see? That will make you strong like a snake. A strong snake. Yep. I have no idea what that is. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay. Well, we'll check that out. You never know. When we get back to town, someone might have a quest for us now that says, "Oh, you found my snake soup," etc., etc. Alright. So now begins the channel hopping as we look for a couple more Diabolic Jiangshis. Come on, change channel. Oh, there we go. I didn't think it was going to spawn then. Ambition increased. Nice. Come on, change channel. That was 5 times you had to do that one. So it's not just me, I don't think. It's not just me saying we lag. We actually are. If I have to do that 5 times, you must be lagging. Normally I only have to do it like 3 times. Oh, come on. I just want this flower. Whoop. Oh, we got it all. No, we didn't. A little bit there. Just take care of those guys. Okay, come on. Channel 28. No one here either. Okay. Channel 29 it is. One more time. One more time. There we go. No, he's not here either. Channel 30 it is. There's a flower there. So at least there's that. Okay, where to now? Guess all the way back to channel 16. And come back through that middle section. Nope, if he's not here, someone's been recently doing the rounds. Yep, I see that flower up there. Alright, channel 19. Excuse me. Oh, there's someone in here. Just checking how many we've got. 3. I suppose I should leave them. I shouldn't be rude and test to see if there's one that spawns. I was going to say this one's got a rune up. Does that affect this? I don't think it does. I think I can still do this even with a rune up. Yeah, so that's fine. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't decrease the drop rate of that. Oh, nice. The one went through on me earlier. Oh, another one. Finally. Excuse me. Okay. Channel 22. Nope. I thought maybe we'd hit a band of channels that no one had done yet then, but apparently not. 21 was just the exception. Oh, there's another ore vein over that side. They coming through as well. That's right, we got out of here. Do those flowers literally just spawn right as we come in? Channel 25. No one here either. Back to our good old channel 26. How are we doing? We have 4. We've got to have minimum 5 to complete the daily quest. I would like to have 6, just so that we don't have a gap in that sort of slot where these go. Alright, there's our 5th one. Just need one more. And that will satisfy me. Oh, there he is. Again, I didn't think he was going to spawn. I was just about to leave. Alright. And that is 6. Let's get out of here. I've had enough of them. Now, I'm just thinking, this snake soup makes you strong like a snake, a strong snake. It's going to do one of two things. It will either buff me, or it will literally turn me into a snake. And we're going to find out. I guess I could look this sort of thing up, but it's more fun to experiment maybe. Bam. What did it do? It did nothing. Said nothing in the chat. I've gained no buff, but I have used it up. There you go, would you look at that. So, maybe it was some sort of weird quest item that only does something under certain circumstances, maybe not, who knows. All we know is it did absolutely nothing that time. We need to sell some of this junk. There you go, you can have this. I'll hang on to them because they're related to oh, don't tell me I got another one. I did. Oh, why do I keep getting so many of these? Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just hang on to the Omega sector drops, just because that's where we're going. Well, I guess that means I can come back down here now. I can go up there. Oh dear. It's a little bit ridiculous, isn't it? And I don't know what it is that I do that means I get so many of those. Anyway, time for bossing. So, what we can do, rather than even going in here and clicking on the boss, we can just really quickly, not that one, bring up bosses. So, go. Bam. No more of this teleporting, you know, next door to where the Banes and Cerberuses are. We're just going straight here from the boss menu. Doesn't wait to form a party or anything. And in we go. Like, it just feels so much faster. It's a nice quality of life change, really. And I would imagine if we were doing a lot more bosses than just the 2 that we're currently doing, that it would be even more handy. Okay, let's tidy that up slightly. Put that up there and there. I've got one of them, which will merge later. It's, yeah. No, just got to double check, not better than the current one. They'd have to have a lot of intelligence or plus to all stats or something like that to be better than the current thing, but it's worth checking. So that's one down, and because we used the boss menu, we just come straight back here, which is great. So I love the change that they've done for that, and now we can just go to healer, and it's just so much faster than the slow fiddling we were doing before. So I do like that. Up here. Next corridor. And we're slowly getting faster and faster at taking healer out of that too. As I progressively do slightly more and more damage, it slowly becomes quicker to deal with her. Also, and I'm not sure I've covered this actually, I must know, another significant change that's taken place since the last stream, I think, oh, rude, you would both do that and that at the same time. Anyway, oh, reflecting my attack. Oh, I just noticed that. and of course in combination with this, as I was saying, yes, one of the other big changes since the last stream is of course because the I'll get over there, because the Maple Hotel event has wrapped up. I've gone and spent the few Sweet 16 coins that we managed to accumulate during that event period on some new rings. So I've got 2 new rings, which is great, because we didn't particularly have much in the way of rings before this. So they're nice to have. Let me show them off real quick. Probably saw them before when I was scrolling through them. But these pair. Reboot Cosmos, Reboot Vengeful. And that's quite nice because, yeah, it's like, well, I mean, we've got this one, of course, from the U-Garden Dailies, but then just like this one, and stuff like that. So they're good to have, and in fact, it took me a couple of days to realise, I'm like, wait a minute, how have I got 13,000 HP? Like, that's nuts. I've never had double digits. I've never had 5 digits before. It's always been like 7,000, 8,000, stuff like that, and I couldn't work out why I had so much HP, what special buff I had on or something like that. And then it finally twigged, both of these are each adding 2,000 HP. So putting those rings on just gave us an extra 4,000 HP out of nowhere, which feels very much nicer. Makes us a bit more resilient, that sort of stuff. Okay, so that's both of those done, which now means we just tidy up and sell some things. Yes, that's right. Now I thought I did. So we got one of these that. Now I'm hanging on to this thing. I don't know why, but I'm hanging on to it. Excuse me, just because it seems so incredible to let go something that's got plus 66 on its intelligence and plus 5% on its all stats. I don't want to let that go. I will let that go, that's pointless. This thing, yeah, same sort of thing. There's no point hanging on to that. This one, on the other hand, though, the question is that better than this? That's going to give me plus 4 to intelligence. This one's going to give me plus 4 to intelligence. They are equivalent. This one gives me slightly more luck and speed. So I will fuse them. I'll leave it down there to get fused. All the rest of this should get sold / fused as well. So we should deal with that. Let me just give it all a quick cursory glance, just to make sure there's nothing in here that is really surprising to me. There shouldn't be. Yeah, this was the other one I was a little bit intrigued about. Okay. Let's do the quick selling and clearing of the inventory, then the quick bit of fusion, and then we can actually get back to some real stuff. So we'll get rid of these couple of things in here that won't get fused. I suppose I could be breaking them down, really. Okay, and those. You can see we are now above 100 million, which feels nice. But I fully recognise that there is so much more to go in terms of currency growth. As you'll immediately see, if you look at any of the event shops, like the Miso store in the event, when there are things being offered for like $1 billion or $1.5 billion, which is just incredible to think about. Do I need to purchase? I do, I've only got 4 of them. Yeah. Let's get another, I don't know, 50. Just so we got some more. And let's do a little bit of fusing. Well, let's combine it with the wearing of these. Let's do it all. Let's do it all. Seeing as though we're here. I didn't want to, but we're doing it now. Just because this is the slow viewing stuff. doing this, but you know, it's got to get done. Got to do it at some point. Use those. This is our daily, like 200 charm or something, I think it is. Might actually be 400 because we're doing like 2 days worth here. So yeah, this is like our 400 charm we get every 2 days. And I suppose I should do each of these while we're here. How's that? It's worse than both of them combined, so that was no benefit. Combine these. Come on, pick it up. We're comparing against that one plus the one we're currently wearing. So the one we're currently wearing has got 3% to all stats, so that's no better. And of course that one's nothing. Come on, pick it up. Still no good. Cape. Cape has 2% to all stats, so we're looking for that. Nope. And combine that with this cape. Nope, still no good. Gloves. Gloves are actually the weakest point at the moment in terms of things, because we've got, it's just 16 to intelligence. You don't have any to all stats. So we're seeing what we can do with gloves. I have got these ones sitting up here. Yeah. I'm not sure what to do with these. They've got an epic potential, but they don't have good bonus stats. So I'm sort of torn here because I can I can re-roll the bonus stats just wildly because it's already got epic potential, or I could just be doing these till I get one that's got the good bonus stats and then just roll potential upgrades and stuff. So I don't know. I feel weird about throwing away anything with epic potential. So I'm kind of stuck with that. Look at that, that's even worse again. Excuse me. Okay, let's put this back down here. These back in each of these spots. One on, that one back, and we'll do another fuse. I've also just realised I've forgotten to fuse these, so let's fuse them real quick. So the current one has plus 27 intelligence. But we could do it like an all stats boost or something like that. So we will just merge these two together. Look at that, there it is. All stats plus 3%. And there's just a plus 9. Plus 9 to intelligence. So in theory that's better than the current one now, isn't it? It's just we've got to increase its Star Force power to match, and it's got no potential. That's the other weird thing, so I might hold on to that for a bit, because yeah, there's 3% all stats but there's no potential on it. So that one, yeah, we're just hanging on to that one for the time being. This one's obviously no good. What's this? Oh, see that? Yeah, these two are the epic potential things. Yeah, okay. So, excuse me. So I hang on to that. Work out what to do there. Yeah, that's right. Because that's gonna be better at some point. We've just got to play our cards right with that one. but it's got the plus 3% to all stats, which is nice. That's what we'd like. Put that one on. And one more round of fusion. Okay. And look, I might just dump this over here just to get it out of that spot. We can think about it later. Some of this stuff needs to just get chucked and dealt with. Now this is just deep storage, sort of. Like the belt's useless now. We've got a better belt and things like that. And that ring's useless now. So we'll just chuck some of this at some point. That's just the deep freeze columns. And what did we get? Yeah, we got our 400 charm for today. Yeah, so look. Another 4 days, we'll get another 800 charm, and that'll flatten out to 29. So, you know, within a week, if we keep up with things, we will have our charm slot unlocked, I assume. And can start putting in these pocket items. Not that this one's any good, we're still fusing that one in the hopes of getting one with better stat rolls on it. But that's fine. We'll just keep doing that forever. Okay. Yes, I need to use that, and we're gonna go Omega Sector now, because I think we've done all the fiddly things we needed to do. Yes, stat increase, I know. Yep, starting to take shape. We're actually getting somewhere now, which is good to see. How are you doing, Sherbet? You could eat. Perfect, and if you just give me a minute, guys, I just want to check something here real quick. Okay, there we go. Thanks for that, everyone. Okay. So, what are we doing? Let's rebuff. And, yeah, he has gone. I thought he'd run off. Oops. Oh yeah, I suppose I should do that. Oh, that was the wrong key. It was that. And, yeah, there we go. So, Omega Sector, which is this. That gets us there. But really, this quest we're doing is on here at the moment. I think it's right there actually, yes. That's where we're heading. Can't find destination, that's fine. I know how to get there, I think. Once we complete the quest stuff in the Omega Sector, I understand from my reading of things that this is a reasonable place to go in terms of leveling up. At the current level we are, I did a tiny bit of reading, and on one of the guides that I liked the look of, it said characters around about this level should be around about here. The star level's a bit unfortunate, 140, but the guide assures me that the monsters here actually have surprisingly low HP compared to what you might otherwise expect, and therefore a fairly high XP to HP ratio. And the map layout just makes for good spawns and fast clearing of the entire map and stuff like that, which was definitely the case here, I know that, and less so here. So that'll be nice once we sort of get this sorted and finish all the quests here. I might just, in a bit of downtime, be able to grind out some good levels here, because I am keen not just to create a new character, as I said, but also to get to level 200 ASAP. Really. Just because I feel it would alleviate so many other things. Excuse me. Ooh, let's collect that. Just moving out of range there. Gonna attract everyone's attention now. Nope, we're filling up the Erda gauge a little bit. So that's, excuse me, that's event related stuff this here. As that gets up to 100%, then we have an opportunity to get a heap of extra Neo stones and stuff like that. So yeah, there's just passive stuff going on in the background all the time here with regards to gaining the event currency stuff. So this should take us up into the alien mothership, the UFO thing. Where we're currently questing away up here. Yes, you see this weird guy that I've got following me around. Storyline's very much like the Power Rangers here. There's these, I think they were called M-Force, or Maple Force. These 5 people here that have joined together to form this like Zoid kind of thing. But it's a little bit weirder than that. They've been shrunk by like a shrink ray, so they're currently tiny, and so they're fused together, like all 5 of them, to form this Zoid thing. And they're like just slightly bigger than me. You can see with the density of spawns here, you know, how good this is for clearing guys out. And also just with the numbers, the sheer amount of numbers on the screen, that you completely lose track of me. And what's going on behind the numbers, and the damage, and stuff like that. Something I did see, actually, now that I think of this. Oh, we just completed that quest already. Oh, perfect. Didn't realize we're that close. In the quality of life changes, maybe? And I don't know if this has been implemented yet, but I saw damage numbers in short form. So, let me just have a quick look. Maybe that's already been a thing and I just never knew that. Item option, short tooltips. Assault weapon display, assault weapon window. Wow, okay. Okay. So, graphics, yeah. Ooh. Hi, Amaterasu in the chat there. Oh, we popped in for another maths question. What's this? If a half is 0.5, What does 0.6 mean? So we're talking about time. So like half is in half an hour and stuff like that. It's 0.5. 0.6, so 0.6 is like 6/10, 6 parts out of 10 parts. So if we're talking time, it's like 0.6 of an hour would be like 6/10 of an hour. A tenth of an hour will be 6 minutes, because 6/10 are 60. So 6/10 of an hour will be 36 minutes. 6 sixes. Okay? So let me type that sort of thing in chat. Something like 0.6 hours equals 36 mins. That sort of thing. Is that what you're after? Let's see. Still just looking through stats here. Maybe what I'm looking for doesn't exist, so that's fine. Yeah, no worries. I jokingly last time said I should come up with a banner, Sharky does maths or something like that, to pop up on the screen for maths question time, and I was half serious at the time and half not. And maybe I should. Maybe I should go away and put together a little Sharky does maths banner to pop up underneath my Sharky plays banner or something, just for the fun of it. I'm also not reading the quest dialogue because I missed half of it when I was playing this on my own. So I'm out of the loop of what the story is now. These people are like the 5 people that make this Battlezoid up, or the 6, maybe there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is, there's 6 of them that make up this battle droid thing. And we're helping out this alien at the moment for whatever reason. And of course, because I've read none of that, I have no idea what the next thing is we're supposed to be doing, but we've been following him and he's been giving us quests. Yeah, so if I just keep following him to the next room, surely he'll tell me the next thing to do. Across we go. Here he is. Yep. Oh wow, we've got things in tubes. Yeah, sometimes they ask if somebody reached 5:20 and stayed until 8:15. How long did they stay? Okay, differences in time and stuff like that. Not sure of the formula for those sorts of things. Yeah, look, they can be tricky sometimes to work out. I find sometimes with things like that, it's best to like round things to the nearest hour and sort of work from there. Kind of like when you're working out change with money. You know, if you want to work out how much change you get from $50 and stuff like that. Same sort of thing as working with how much difference in time there is between 2 times. You like go to the nearest hour, see how many minutes it is to the next hour, and then go along a full hour, that sort of thing, and like add up the bits. So for me, and I'll have to type this in chat because it'll be too hard to say this out, but for me, if I was going something like 5:20 to 8:15, I would do it like this. I'd say 5:20 to 6 o'clock is 40 mins, and then I'd say 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock is 2 hours, and I'd say 8 o'clock to 8:15 equals 15 mins. So altogether, that's 2 hours and 55 mins. That sort of thing. That's, oh, and the line breaks didn't work. Oh, I split those up onto different lines. Maybe it's just my preview that is not showing it properly. I had them on separate lines, so that might be actually quite difficult to read. I'm not sure. But the way I think of time, like those time difference ones, is I break them up into like the minutes and the hours part. So I go like 5:20 to 6 o'clock, and then I go from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then I go from 8 o'clock to 8:15. And that way you can do it in like whole numbers of hours with like some leftover minutes either side, and then just sort of put them all back together. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's come up real well in the chat. I suspect it's taken all my line breaks out and it's smushed it all together on the one line again. Which means what? Maybe I can Oh, you got that? Okay, no worries, that's fine. I was going to say I could retype that out again, but if you get what I was trying to say there, that's okay. Here's the lab archives. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I did the 2 hours in the middle, and then I did, the 15 from the end and the 40 from the start, and put them back together. Yeah, and that gives me like an extra 55 minutes from the start and the end, with 2 hours in the middle. Yeah. That's how I sort of think of it, at least. I kind of like, it's sort of like rounding the start and the end time of it. Ooh, what's happening? Have we got a cutscene? Do I only stream once a week? I don't have a fixed schedule. I just stream basically whenever I've got the opportunity to. It's kind of random. It's not necessarily at a fixed time of day or even at a fixed time of week, which makes it very hard to catch me. I know it's an unpredictable kind of thing. And then half the time it's actually a slight 50-50. I know I've been doing a lot of streaming lately, but this is actually a joint channel with me and Skeevers. Skeevers also streams on this channel, and she hasn't been on in a little while. I've kind of been hogging the spotlight recently, but Skeevers is hoping to get back on here. Maybe she'll do a little bit more Minecraft if she gets back on here. I'm thinking, once we get it sorted, she's actually going to come on and play Little Hope. She did Man of Medan a little while ago, and we've got Little Hope now, and she's keen to... Oh, did Mini of Man... I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here anymore. She's keen to have a look at Little Hope, the next game in that installment series. And so that's going to happen at some point. I really need to go and actually update our Twitch page and make it a bit fancier. I can actually put our social media stuff on there and link to the YouTube channel, put both mine and Skeever's name on things, list a little bit of stuff about us and how to catch us, what games we play, when to see us, that sort of stuff. Now that you've caught the stream, better make the most of it. Sure, go for it. If you're here, I'm here. By all means. As I said, there's not a lot of other ways to get in contact with me or Skeevers at the moment, because we haven't got a lot of stuff set up on the Twitch page. Oh, what's happening? See, this is what happens when I don't read any of that quest dialogue. I now look like that guy, which I assume is because I'm sneaking past something. Oh, here we go, and we've got like 10 minutes of potion. We get stuck for made into the restricted area, trying to acquire the blueprints. Okay, so what? I'm just walking past everything? Is this what we're doing? Oh, hang on. Oh, okay, so nothing. I can't let anything catch me. Alright, alright. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah, okay. Now that I know what's going on. Alright. Oop. There we go. I'll pass that one. Don't usually ask people math. That's okay. Oop. Oh, you've got like a yearly test coming up in like a week's time. Like, that makes sense. Everyone's got slightly different educational things going on. I get that. Having yearly tests and stuff. Oh, look, we must have made it. I should know math from primary to about 9th year in school. Okay, right. Right, yes. So this is just like syllabus gaps and stuff like that. Just filling in maths at all different levels. Maths is one of those interesting kinds of things because it's a subject that builds upon itself. You know, like as you're saying, each year, each grade of schooling, that kind of stuff. The maths just develops upon the earlier maths and things like that. I started learning last month from scratch. Okay, yeah. So obviously there's a lot of connections to be made there. Yeah, a lot of things to work through. Yeah. I'm paying no attention to what's happening here. Someone's firing a laser from something. That was a close one, if you say so. Oh, I've just figured this guy's name out. See, this is what happens when, and I do this a lot, I don't read people's names with a lot of attention. Like, I've been looking at his name for ages, and I've been calling him, like, in my head, I haven't ever spoken about this character out loud, but in my head I read him as, like, Nolfi, or Noli, or things like that, which is not correct. Now that I've actually stopped to read this is two words. This is no, and this is L-Y-F-E, which is a pun on life. This is no life, because, yeah, this is the, what, stereotypical nerd with his action figure and glasses and backpack and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, he's an alien called No Life. I get it. I finally figured it out. Probably at the end of his quests now. Something in the vents. Yeah. Something in the vents on the second floor, was it? We had to go to. Oh, he's getting a call. Go ahead, we can take it from here. Sure. Yep. That's fine. Everything works out by, based on these blueprints, corridor 204. Alright. That's fine, we can do that. Yeah, let's just head up there. What are these guys now? Through there. Oh, there's someone here. There's a lot going on the screen. I can't even see where I am. How about we just change channel? Hello, change channel please. There we go. Ah, finally broke through all the lag. There's an NPC up there. I'm assuming... Yeah. Oh, well. Not so much an NPC as like a vent. Yeah. Yeah, literally ventilation ducts. This is where we're supposed to enter. Okay. I think we took a wrong turn. Oh, this doesn't sound good. We're getting stuck. We're getting lost in the spaceship. We take down 200 grey commuter sources while we wait. Sure. Let's do that. So that's what these guys are, I assume. Yep. Yep, the place just sort of slowly ramps up from there. Okay, fair enough. Let's rebuff. I'm down through here. What time is it for me? I'm in Australia, the east coast of Australia, which puts me at slightly after 4 PM, 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment for me. It's currently Sunday afternoon. It is Sunday the 13th at the moment, because of course the date changes around the world as well as the time, depending upon where you are compared to the international date line. Whoops, let's go up there. There we go. In terms of how long I'm actually going to be here in this session, well, we've been here about an hour now. I will probably be here for maybe another hour max, for the absolute tops amount of time that I can afford in this session. Can't sit here for 3 or 4 hours this time. Just don't have that flexibility today. Oh, it's 2 in the morning for you, is it? That's a great time of day to be doing maths, isn't it? 2 AM? when you're... Whoops, something happening up there. When you're fully conscious and... Oh, it's one of these guys that summons darkness. Oh dear. Can I stand up there and... I sort of can. He does do a lot of damage. Like 3,000. This is still working. It's keeping the combo going. I should be doing this. Okay, getting a bit of the big hits in. I want any hope of actually taking him down. Oop, just spotted that. Oh, and now a rune's appeared and everything. Ah, dear. Okay, oh, he's past halfway, and he's done the darkness again. Alright. That's alright, it's a big platform. We were safe up there. Nearly done. Got him. Right. Don't lose the combo. There we go. Okay. So what is it? A rune of ignition. I suppose we probably could activate that rune, really. I mean, we've got more than half of these guys already. We only had to kill 200 of them. We've done 114. So maybe I'll activate that rune as we're leaving. It can serve us better on the next map we have to go to. So many numbers. Oop, more of them. Yep, there's the 100 combo. Oops. There we go. Brewing some tea to help you think more clearly. That makes sense. I can get behind that. I'm kind of weird in a sense. Personally, I'm not really a big drinker of either tea or coffee. So, sort of... Oh, hang on. Oh, this. Quick, take out as many as we can. I didn't even notice we're getting close to this stage. Yeah, as I say, I'm not a big tea or coffee drinker myself. I don't have a problem with it. I kind of like the taste of coffee and stuff like that. I'm just not really a big drinker of it. Tea boost because you eat once a day. Oh, okay. Alright. I can see the logic in that too. A rhombus. I do know a rhombus. Yes, the four-sided geometric shape. Looks like a parallelogram, except a bit shorter. A tipped-over square is a rhombus. It's kind of like a kite. A rhombus, there's one on your paper. Okay, yeah. I defeated 3,000 aliens. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of an exaggeration. Etc, etc, etc. Yes, yes. Oh. Oh, why does this badge have my name on it? Something up. Oh, here we go. And it has -2 and x +6 for the width or length, not sure, and for the height is x, and 2x equation asks to write down an expression for the distance around the field. Ah. Okay, so this is a statement of like perimeter, all the way around the outside of this thing. This one's a little bit harder to talk through without like visually seeing a diagram. You've done well trying to explain the shape and what's going on here. The general principle at play here is if you're looking for the total distance around a field, it's a statement about perimeter. It's asking for the perimeter of this shape, and the perimeter of any shape is just adding together all of the sides that form the outside. So if this is a four-sided shape, you want to find the length of the four sides and just add them up. Now, from the sounds of it, you've got a bit of algebra mixed in here. You've got x's and stuff as well as numbers, which is fine. The process doesn't change. It's still just about adding up the four different sides. It's just now we've got a bit of algebra in the mix. So instead of adding numbers to numbers, you've also got to add some x's to some other x's and things like that. So that's kind of the general principle at work here for this one. As I say, not real easy to do this one without actually being able to physically look at the diagram and see the field and stuff like that. But basically that's all you're aiming to do here. Add up the lengths of the four sides around the field using a bit of arithmetic or a bit of algebra, whatever the case is. And yeah, that should give you the total length, total distance around the field. 202 they said, was it? Yeah. So we'll go across to that one. We will grab this rune on our way out. They only asked for the expression on this question. Yeah. So in that case, yeah, an expression for the distance around the field. So this will be because of the algebra and stuff like that. There's no numerical answer to this one. Like you can't say anything like, oh, the distance around the field is, 200 meters or something like that, because we don't have those kinds of numbers. What we do have is just a bit of algebra. So the sense in which they're asking for an expression is just to say they want a statement with both letters and numbers in it. The answer won't just be a number. It'll be an algebraic expression. It'll have some letters and some numbers as part of the final answer. It won't really be able to be simplified down into a single answer, that sort of thing. What are we doing? 200 of these guys. Very luxury sources. And I'm also just remembering we were supposed to be popping these experience things, because once again we're going to forget and they're going to expire. So let me pop that one now before I forget. This is not a bad platform to stand on, this one just here. I can reach the top, the middle and the bottom from where I am. Oh wow, you've actually linked a picture. That's amazing. I didn't even consider that as an option. That's a smart move. In a moment. Oh, you've drawn it. Perfect. In a moment. So in other words, in what? This 60 seconds when this rune wears off, I will tab over to that picture and have a look at it for you. And see if we can't get to the bottom of that one. But while we're on a quick roll, we'll just take out as many of these as we can, as fast as we can. Okay, we'll just pick up some of that stuff there. Pop up here. That has finished, hasn't it? Yeah, there you go, it's gone. Alright, I think I'm safe up here. Let me just heal and buff. Okay, let me click on this link. Oh, you're proposing an answer here. Alright. Ah, yes, that makes complete sense. That's what I thought you meant when you were describing it. Yep, there's the x minus 2 and the x plus 6. There's the x and the 2x. Okay. So they just want an expression for the distance around the field. And you've got x plus 2x plus x minus 2 plus x plus 6 is the expression. You're absolutely right. That is the expression. You can combine that a little bit because some of those x's can go together and things like that, right? So your x's and your 2x's and your other x's and stuff like that can add up to be a total number of x's. And then you've also got the minus 2 and the plus 6, and they're separate. They're different to the x's, right? They're like apples and oranges. You can't combine how many of them you've got, but you'll have some apples and have some oranges, right? So your answer will have some x's all combined together, and then the leftover will be the numbers that don't have x's in them, and they'll combine to make a simpler number. So your final answer should have two parts of it. Your final answer now should be an amount of x's plus some other leftover number that doesn't have any x's in it. Okay? Let me know if you've got a proposal for what you think your final answer is. I'm going to make you do a bit of work now so that I don't just tell you the answer straight to this one. See if you think you understand what that is, and combine those x's together if you can, and the other pair of numbers that are left over. And if you suggest what you think that might make, I will happily tell you if you've got it. Let's see. That is... whoops. I'm looking at you and I'm looking at MapleStory at the same time. Let me get in that platform. There we go. 4x... Oh, there's a little lot. 4x plus 6 minus 2. So, you are very close. You're just about there. Have another think about the x's. 4x is very close. There are 4 different amounts of x's there. But one of those amounts of x's has got a number attached to it. At the very start, you start with an x plus 2x. So that's 2 x's in one, right there. So if you start with just an x, and then you plus on 2 more x's, then you plus on another x, and then a little bit later you add on yet another x, you do end up with just ever so slightly more than 4 of them. You get like, 2 for the price of 1 in the middle there. Am I being too cryptic about that? Can you see what I'm saying there? Yes, 5x, absolutely. That is exactly what I mean. I do mean 5x. So that was one of the 2 observations I'm pulling out there for you. The second one is that plus 6 minus 2 you've got in the answer. That's perfectly fine. Happy to have plus 6 minus 2, but you know what 6 minus 2 is. That's just another number. So you can just do 6 take away 2 and simplify down that part as well. That's it. 5x plus 4 would be the expression that I'd be looking at for the distance around that field. Absolutely. So that's a good question, because that question combines algebra and geometry. You've got to know something about how perimeter works, something about how geometry works, and you've also got to know something about how algebra works, just the general ideas of what it means to collect together what we call like terms. Yeah, the 2x through. You thought it was 2 times x. Well, in a sense it is. That is what 2x means. It literally means 2 multiplied by x. But you can think of that in a practical sense by just, it's like it's counting how many of them there are. When we write x, we're secretly just saying there is a singular x, there is one x. But it gets a bit redundant to write 1 times x. Like, that's kind of silly. You don't say you've got, you know, 1 of something, you just say you've got that thing. You know, you don't say you've got 1x, you've got an x. So we tend not to write 1s in front of things, but we certainly write 2s in front of things if we've got multiples of them. Yeah, but I didn't think you can add normals, x and times. Okay. Oh, sure, yeah. Alright. No, that's fair. Look, algebra is one of these funny things sometimes. It seems like there's loads of rules for dealing with algebra. Ooh, another cutscene. It seems like there's loads of rules for dealing with algebra, and in a sense there is. In a sense there are loads of rules and laws and properties and principles and things like that for when we work with algebra, but behind the scenes it's basically all the same rules as how numbers already work, like how addition and multiplication and stuff like that sort of work in the first place. Algebra just kind of disguises that a bit, which I guess is why it feels a bit harder. Why, you know, algebra gets a bit of a bad rap sometimes as, you know, notoriously being this difficult thing. And don't get me wrong, algebra is harder than just ordinary arithmetic, but I think the difficulty just simply comes from the fact that it's disguising all of the usual rules for how numbers work. You know, addition and multiplication and all that kind of stuff gets buried inside the letters a little bit sometimes. So it just becomes a little bit less obvious what's going on. Did he say corridor 201? I think he did. Let's go across corridor 201 and see. Okay. What's going to be in here? It's too quiet. Oh, don't tell me we just got shrunk as well. Oh, and he's tiny as well. Something weird's going on here. Yeah, bit of backstory. Here we go. The previous night. So he'll be working on his shrink ray, and he'll accidentally... Yeah, look, he's looking straight into the nozzle of it. And he's going to shoot himself now. Yeah, he's done an Elmer Fudd or something. And just face first with the weapon. So of course now that makes the Battle Zoid actually bigger. Like, comparatively. Uh-oh. Not anymore, it's not. Okay, so now what, everyone's tiny? Oh, another question there also. When you're doing the simplifying algebra, you do the opposite of BIDMAS, right? Oh, I see. So, like, yeah, like if you're solving an equation or stuff like that, if you're trying to rearrange with algebra, yeah, you sort of do the opposite of things. You do things in the reverse order. So it's because if you're trying to like the analogy I sometimes use with solving an equation with algebra and things like that is it's kind of like you're unwrapping a birthday present. You know, you're taking off layers of wrapping paper to unwrap this thing to find out what's at the center. What's at the center is like the X or something like that. It's the letter that's being used in the equation. So you've got to do the opposite. Someone has wrapped this up, right? Someone's taken the X and they've wrapped it up into this equation. They've put all these layers of plus and minus and times and divided by and brackets and stuff like that all around the outside of the X. And in order to unwrap the present and get to the X in the middle, we've got to do the opposite. We've got to take off the layers of wrapping paper, and we have to do it in reverse order. We have to take off the outside one first. We take off the last layer of wrapping paper, and then we take off the middle layer of wrapping paper, and then we take off the center layer and stuff like that. Whereas, that's sort of you're going from the outside in, you're going back to front, that kind of thing. It's not a perfect analogy, right? It's just sort of the funny way my mind works and thinks about that sort of thing. But yeah, it's that principle. You're doing opposites, you're doing things backwards, because you're reversing the process, is really what you're doing when you're solving an equation with algebra and stuff like that. If you're trying to find out what X was and those sorts of things, you're asking a reverse question, you're asking a backwards question, you're trying to get back to where you started. What's going on here? I'm not advancing the story. So yeah, we're all tiny now. That's right. No regrets. They're planning to give this badge to me. Oh, having a fight. Jenny's gonna storm off. M-Force can't stand divided, sure. Okay. We're up here now. Oh, and we leveled up at some point, didn't we? Yeah. Let's put some of that in. Maybe. There we go. And there's nothing in here to do, is there? No. Oh, there's another one in the chat. Found another how to find the diameter of a semicircle. Ah, okay. Fair enough. So that's another sort of reversing kind of question, in a way. If you want to find out the diameter of the semicircle, you must know something else about the circle already. Say you'd need to know what the area of the semicircle is, or you'd need to know something about its perimeter. If you already knew that, you could work backwards and figure out how big the diameter would have to be. That sort of thing. Or if you know the radius of the semicircle, I guess, that would also tell you how big the diameter would have to be. But the point is, you've got to know something else, right? There's got to be another piece of information that you use to connect together. Oh, we've got another picture coming. Just like that. Let's click on the link. Okay. Well, that's going to be a little bit plainer than I was thinking. Nice. The diameter of that semicircle matches the width of the rectangle it's sitting on. Right? That semicircle is sitting on top of a rectangle. So the diameter of the semicircle is the same length as the width of the rectangle. So that measurement along the bottom of the rectangle is also the same length as the measurement along the top of the rectangle. Yeah, exactly. So that's just coming from other parts of the diagram. Yeah, you can just map that straight up to the top. Because you can see that rectangle's 8 along the bottom, and what was it, 6 up the side, I think I saw. So it'd be 8 along the top and the bottom and 6 along the left and the right. Yeah, so that just maps the length from the bottom up to the top. And then you can use that as part of the semicircle. Yeah, that's exactly right. There she is. So you want to find the length of the curved part. Now this is the slightly trickier part. The curved part, if it was a full circle, so if it went all the way around, we'd talk about that curved part being the outside of the circle, and the circle's a bit special. Instead of calling it the perimeter of the circle, we call it the circumference of the circle, as the word we use to describe the perimeter of the outside of a circle is its circumference. And there's a formula to find the total length of the circumference of a circle. Do you know what the formula is? It involves the number pi, the Greek letter pi, 3.14. Pi times the diameter. Yeah, pi d, that's it. If you take pi multiplied by the diameter, you're going to get the full circumference of an entire circle. But what you've got is a semicircle, which means you've only got half as much circumference. So if you do pi times d, your answer will be twice as big as it should be. You'll need to then divide the answer by 2, halve it down, and you'll get the length of the curved part at the top, because that will be halfway around a circle. Yeah, that's it. So I'm really liking the layout of these maps in Omega Sector, which I guess is probably why the advice I received was to head here. Not just because the monsters are around my level, but I really like the fact that we've got these platforms and stuff in the middle of the map, like in the middle vertically, because it allows me to just sort of stand halfway up the map and just reach everything. I can sort of take out so many things at the same time. Just screams efficiency to me. It feels very efficient. That big guy's slowly going down. He's taking his time though. Oh, and he's gone. I was worried about that. I didn't think we were going to get him in time. Apparently we weren't. Alright, here's my my full chance again. Quick. Take out as many as I can. Oh, and there's one of them portals has just appeared too. Okay, we'll have to go in that portal in a sec now. Just stalling ever so slightly. I've found from experience that sometimes I'm too fast going in those portals. And And often if I go in there too early, then I don't get the full reward. So I'm just stalling. Now should be the time to go in. Let's quickly rebuff. In we go. Yes. Why can't I get the right answer for 25 divided by 2 when doing long division? I'm not sure. 25 divided by 2, if you're doing long division, then we should just be looking at how many 2's go into 2, which is 1, no remainder. And then we look at how many 2's go into 5, which will be 2 with 1 remainder. So that should give you 12 with 1 remainder at the end of it all. Oh, I need to clear inventory space. I always forget about that. Let's just chuck that. You were putting 4. Why were you putting 4? Yeah, I can't tell you that. I honestly don't know. But, okay, yep, no worries. Oh, and he's ready to give me that reward. But 4 is the quotient. And 2 down below. Let me get over here. Yeah, something's going wrong there, it seems. Yeah. Maybe you were still thinking about your algebra. Yes, algebra has a habit of doing that. Hanging over, and yes, doing yes, as you say, doing things backwards, doing things out of order, that kind of stuff. Yes. No, that's one of the things algebra tends to cause. Easy mix up of all the normal rules then, because we're too busy thinking about the rules for algebra, right? Alright. Bag of mesos. Let's open those. Ooh, 5 million in that one. $500,000 in a couple of those. Another 5 million. Look at that. Up to 125 million. It's great. Honey versus Jenny. Okay. D4. That's 2 maps across. Okay. I suppose I should get that rune, shouldn't I? Really? There's almost no reason not to. And in the same vein, I should be popping this. There we go. That 15-minute experience buff that we've just activated now, that will probably last us this session. I reckon in about 15 minutes time, we'll have to be getting close to wrapping this up. At some point previously I said we'd only be able to stay here for another hour, and it's been at least half an hour since I said that. I don't know exactly when. But, yes. Just so that I've got an eye on the clock there. Probably when that 15-minute boost runs out, time to start thinking about wrapping things up for this session. Where should I stand? Oh, there's another room there. Rooms everywhere. If I stand up here, I can reach the bottom, sort of. It's not as good a map as some of the others were. From the bottom I can reach the middle platform, so maybe it is better to just stick at the bottom. Although I can't reach that platform. If I'm there, can I reach the bottom from there? I can. Okay. It's going to make that awkward. Also, not forgetting about this top stuff up here, which I can only really reach from at the top. Or what about the middle here? Or maybe that's the place to stand. It is. In the center here, I can reach everything. I think, maybe. You got the circumference, it's 1256. I will trust you on that. So I'm not working that out in my head. Especially without the diagram in front of me and stuff like that. But now they said that a strip of metal is placed around a semicircle and the 3 straight edges. Okay. Yep. The total length of metal needed. Okay, well that's just another perimeter question then, isn't it? If you're going to wrap a piece of metal around all 4 sides of this shape, so around the curved bit at the top, as well as the 3 sides of the rectangle, the bottom, the left and the right, then all we've got to do is add those 4 sides together. So if you take your circumference side that you got, if you take your curved bit that you've got, and you just add on to that the other 3 sides, which I think were 6 and 8 from memory, 6 down the sides, 8 along the bottom, and that just gets you the total length all the way around the outside. 2 6s, yes, because you'll need a 6 down the left as well as a 6 down the right. Yes, from memory on your diagram, it only had one of the sides labelled, which is fine, because it doesn't need to necessarily label both sides, because there's a bit of inbuilt redundancy in the diagram. Being a rectangle on the bottom, that means that we know some geometric facts. The left and right of a rectangle and the top and bottom of a rectangle should be the same. That's sort of what makes it a square shape. Another portal there to go through. Let's do that real quick. Let's clear these guys out. Yep, that's it. Simple addition of all the 4 sides. That's all we're looking at there. Absolutely. Let's go through that one now. What have you got for me? Oh, it's this thing. Oh, this is the easy one. So, how low on potions are you actually getting? Oh, you got 11. That's fine. Sort of. Oh, there's a level up. They've asked you to round it off. Okay. Have they asked you what level of accuracy they want you to round it off to? Like to the nearest inch or to the nearest 1 decimal place or something? You did, but right off that asked you how much it would cost. Okay, there must be some other information with the question then about the price of the metal. The metal costs $12 per inch, I'm assuming. Would make sense to me. So the cost of the metal, right? The rounded one or the unrounded one? I define the total cost. That's a good question, actually. You're probably better off using the rounded one, really, I guess. Have they told you to round the cost as well? Like, have they told you to round the cost to like the nearest whole dollar or something like that? No, they haven't. Okay. Well, at least with money type of questions, there's sort of also just that implicit idea of rounding when you've got like dollars and cents and stuff like that too. So if you don't want to have like half of a cent or decimal places of things like that. So there's already a bit of implicit rounding in money questions anyway. Let's get that herb. Okay, we nearly got all 200 of these out. Just got another 50 to get through. Reckon you can fit in 2 more questions before I go? Sure. You're welcome to go for it. So I say I'm not going anywhere just yet. I'm not sure if you use this feature, but it's mixed numbers. Okay. I understand what you mean when you're talking about mixed numbers. Oh, and we have completed that now. I think I'm going to have to leave that healing commander bot at the top. I don't think I'm going to be able to take him out. Yeah, especially when he's healing. Actually, he's healing not very much, really. It's fine, I'll ignore him. Let's just come down here and get this quest complete. Also, we leveled up, didn't we? Yeah, that's what that is. Steve bought 2 packs of ham. Each pack weighed is at 2 3/4 of a pound. Calculate the total weight of the meat. Okay. Yep. So if you've got 2 3/4 of a pound, and you've got 2 packs of ham. We've got 2 choices of how you're doing this. Either you're taking that 2 3/4 pounds and you're multiplying it by 2, if you like multiplication type questions, or timesing something by 2 is just the same as adding it to itself, right? 2 lots of 10 is the same as 10 plus 10. So you've got your 50-50 choice here. You can either take 2 3/4 and add it to another 2 3/4, or you can take 2 3/4 and multiply it by 2. You prefer to add it? That's fine by me. Happy to add. Since you are talking about a mixed number here, do you know how to take 2 3/4 and turn it into an improper fraction? So most of your fractions are what we call a proper fraction. If you take your 2 3/4 and you turn it into an improper fraction, it will be a lot easier to add it together. Good. 2 times 4 plus 3. That's absolutely right. That'll give you the numerator of the improper fraction. And the denominator will be the same denominator as before. It will be the 4. It will be the quarters. So you're absolutely right. That will turn that into an improper fraction. Looks like something's happening with Jenny. Oh, don't tell me Jenny's dropped the badge. After all this. Let me see, so that's 2 4s are 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of 4 and another 11 out of 4 makes 22 out of 4. You're spot on, absolutely right. And then you want to take that 22 out of 4, because that's an improper fraction again, and you want to turn that back into another mixed number. So you'll have a whole number part with a bit of remainder left over. Yeah, that's kind of your general way to do any arithmetic with mixed numbers. It's easier to turn a mixed number into a single improper fraction, because then it's just one object. Then you can add it or times it or do whatever you want to do with it, and then just turn your answer back into another mixed number again. It kind of changes it to an easier type of number to deal with. Some sort of jamming signal. Hold on tight. I feel like we must be getting close to the end of the this story arc through Omega Sector. Not that I've been paying overly that much attention, right, with everything that's been going on here, but it feels like we're coming close to wrapping up whatever the story is. Where are we? Inside the mothership, control room 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, if we're heading up to the top, then yes, we've only got a couple more rooms to go. So that makes 4 holes and 2 left over 4. Check that again. I don't think it's 4 holes, but you're very close. You got the remainder correct. There is 2 left over. Yep, 5, no worries. 5 holes with 2 left over out of 4. That's it. So you've got 5 and 2 left over out of 4 with your remainder. Looking good so far. You can actually do something a little bit simpler with that remainder. Having that remainder of 2 over 4, we tend not to write fractions like 2/4 very often, because it's not the simplest kind of fraction it can be. So the question after this is, what got me a half? Yeah, so that's the 2 over 4 part. That's the 2/4 simplifies down into a half, 1 over 2, right? Because fractions are just proportions, right? They're just ratios between two numbers. And sometimes we can give the ratio, the proportion, the fraction in a simpler form. And 2 parts out of 4 is the same fraction as 1 part out of 2. 2/4 and 1/2, they're the same thing. So yeah, we can just make that a tad smaller. And it just, yeah, gives us the same answer but in a more reduced form. What have we got? 200 of these guys now. Okay. Question after it asked, divided the meat into quarter pounds. How many did you get out of it? Ah, okay. So we can actually answer that by backtracking partway through the question, because we actually have the answer to that earlier on in our previous working out. Back when it was a... Whoops, I've just noticed I'm actually out of potions. Panic, panic. Let's actually do that and be a bit more sensible about this. Let's just try not to die while we're doing this. There we go. Oh dear, that was brief panic there. As I was saying, previously in those improper fractions, I'm just scrolling up through the chat a bit. At one point we had 22 over 4. Earlier on in this question, when we combined the meat together, that was a fraction of 22 out of 4. Well, that's actually the answer, because once upon a time we had 22/4. of a pound. That's what 22 over 4 means. You can figure that as 22 quarters. So if we're dividing the meat into quarter of a pound sort of portions, then there must have been 22 portions, 22 quarters of a pound. So we kind of get that one sort of as a fluke, purely from our earlier working out, which is nice, because if the question had said something different, like if the question had asked us, you know, they wanted to portion it into third of a pound, or sixth of a pound, or something like that, we'd actually have to do something else. We'd have to do another calculation to figure that out. But it just so happens that the numbers have worked out nicely in this one, that we sort of get the answer already from the previous steps that we did. And sometimes that's deliberate. Sometimes questions are actually designed that way, in like, you know, maths questions and things like that, just to see if people can pick up on those kinds of connected ideas and things like that, because you could totally just work it out the wrong way and stuff like that. If it was a fifth of a pound, how would you do it? You would have to do a division of two fractions now. You'd have to take your answer and you'd have to divide it by the fraction 1/5, is what you would have to do, which step one of that would mean you'd actually take your answer from the last question and turn it from a mixed number back into an improper fraction again, which means you'd go all the way back to the 22 over 4, just like we had at that earlier part of our answer, and then you'd be doing a division question. You'd be doing your 22 over 4 divided by 1 over 5. And so that requires understanding how to take two fractions and divide them by each other. So the reason it's a division is because it's asking how many of something goes into it. You know, like if you were asking, you know, how many 10s go into 100, you're taking 100 and you're dividing it by 10 to find out how many 10s go into it. Well, we're doing the same thing with this meat. We're saying how many quarter pounds go into, or fifth pounds, whatever the case may be, go into our portion of meat. So you'll be dividing it by whatever the amount is you want to portion into. You flip the one on the right and multiply it, right? That is exactly right. Flip and multiply is the little mnemonic sort of for the dividing of fractions. Yep. Absolutely. Okay, I am just noticing that we've actually reached that sort of time where I should be preparing to wind this down. The experience buff wore off at some point, and look at that, we're about to hit 200 of these sources, which is great. So we'll finish off this bit of quest and see where it wants to take us, which will presumably just be into the next room. There we go, there's the quest done. Let's go over and see Jenny. Okay. Head to control room 1. So, yep, just 2 maps across. Which means we'll have to take out 200 of those guys over there. Which is fine, that will be a job for next time. We'll head over there. Oh, get up there. There we go. Alright, Jenny, we're here. Do you want us to take out 200 of these as well? That seems to be the standard quest at the moment. Oh no! No, the other way around. You want us to collect 10 of their rare drops. Oh, fair enough. Okay, that's fine. We can leave that there. Sherbet looks like he's struggling. Yeah, 43 fullness. I'll tell you what. I'll give you 2 pet food for that. 1 and 2. Alright. We've got some equipment drops there. Check that out some other time. Just random junk we should be getting rid of. Let's see. I've got to clear these quests before I forget about them. Same with that one. Based off of what I just said, can you find any fraction of any number like that? Absolutely. Yep. You've got to be a little bit careful because language can be a bit weird sometimes. By placing it over 1. Sure. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Yes, if you wanted to find a fifth of something, yep, you're just doing 1 over 5 and stuff like that. So, yep, you can extrapolate that. Yep, 2/3 of 460, absolutely. You've got to watch out for the difference between multiplication and division with fractions. Absolutely. Oh, I see. Yes. Now we've got to be very careful here because that one's actually not correct. Mathematically, if you see the word of in a sentence, that's actually just talking about a times, not a divide. So there's a subtle difference here between what we just did with the meat one and what this next question is proposing. To find 2/3 of 460 means you just want to take the 460 over 1 and multiply it by the 2/3. That one's not asking a division, that one's just asking a straight multiplication. The reason the last one was a division is because we were trying to find out how many quarters go into. We weren't dividing something into 4 parts, we weren't quartering it, we were seeing how many quarters it contains. So when you're asking something like 2/3 of 460, you're not finding out how many 2/3s go into 460, you're finding out what 2/3 of 460 is equal to. You're finding out how much of 460 is 2/3 of it. So it's a very subtle difference with fractions, and it can be a bit awkward sometimes to tell apart whether you're timesing or dividing with a fraction. But a bit of a rule of thumb is if it's in a sentence, if it's in a word sentence, and the word of is being used, like 2/3 of something, then that's just straight times table. No division there. That's just a multiplying by 2/3. So no need to flip anything. That one just stays the way it is. Yeah. Does that make sense? It's a weird sort of idea, that one. Fractions and the difference between timesing and dividing. You can kind of mess some things up sometimes a bit. Let's oh wow, we've got a character slot expansion. Let's claim that. Yeah, of is an important keyword. That means times. Yeah, many is in how many. Yeah, how many. I don't know that it always means. Yeah, how much of and how many. That's a good distinction. I like that. How much of is talking about timesing. Yep. And how many. I think that probably talks about divided by all the time. I'm just trying to think of a situation when it wouldn't be. No, yeah, because how many 10s are there in 100? That is divided by. Yeah, that's 100 divided by 10. Yeah, I reckon you're fine with that. I reckon, yep, how much of is like times and how many is like divided by. Yep, I would write that down. That's probably a safe bet there. And this is just, yeah, some of the little idiosyncrasies with English language versus mathematical jargon and stuff like that. The way we write stuff down versus the way maths gets written down, that sort of thing. Okay, just popped into the cash shop to mark off those points. I am going to, from here, let's see, I should, have we got, yeah, we can still be getting more stones today, so I should head back over to Neo Castle and set the chair up so that I can just idle here. So let's head back into here. Exit to the outside of the castle. Get ready for the lag. There are going to be so many people here. Oh, my poor computer. Come on, walk over to the right. What do you do with the 920 over 3? Just divide it now? Absolutely. Yep. Take 920 and divide it by 3. You'll end up with a mixed number because you'll have a remainder left over. 3 won't go exactly into 920. You'll come close, but there will be a little bit of remainder left at the end. And yep, that's fine. We can live with remainders. Things don't always have to go in exactly. Alright, hop on that chair. I think we're on. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, I can still get another 200 stones here. Sure, fair enough. Yeah, with the long division, with whatever division works. When do you place the 0 on top? With long division, you're only putting the 0 on the top if ever you can't fit the 3 into something. So in this case, you're doing 920 divided by 3. So you're seeing how many 3s go into 9 and how many 3s go into 2 and so on and stuff like that. And if the 3 can't go in any times into one of the numbers, like the 2, for instance, if 3 doesn't go into 2 at all, that's when you'll put the 0 on the top, and you'll have your remainder left over, carrying into the next digit, that sort of thing. Yeah. Yep, no worries. So sometimes it can happen in the middle of a number, sometimes it happens at the start of a number. So you don't just bring down another number first. You certainly do need to bring down another number eventually, of course, but you still have to put the 0 at the top, because otherwise you get like out of sync with the digits. You don't have enough numbers without adding the 0. I mean, oh well, sure, you can still bring down the other number, like that's fine, but the 0 still has to go up the top. Otherwise, your final answer will be like 1 digit too short. Right? It'll be, instead of getting like 300 and something, you'll just get like 30 something. You know, you'll be missing a digit in the answer. Yeah. Okay, well I reckon we might have to wrap this session up now. Let me bring up the sign-off screen, just so we can see how we're doing. Oh, and of course this number is meaningless. Yeah, 49 hours. That shows you how long it's been since I've actually closed the game, because we've been idling on the chair overnight the last couple of nights. Well, I guess you could do the math. The last 2 nights. There you go. Look at that. We're up to level 177 now. So with that, I reckon we're signing off here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the maths questions and things like that. Always happy to help out where possible. I'm definitely going to have to go away and make up a little Sharky Does Maths banner or something to put up in the corner of the screen here, or at least update the Twitch site a little bit more with some of our other details and things like that. But no worries, thanks. Have a good early morning over in your part of the world, and anyone else watching, thanks for tuning in. I will catch you all in the next stream. Bye bye.